Good evening, fellow collectors. How are you all doing today? I'd like to do a presentation for you all to detect to see if the silver that you have purchased or possibly given to you is real or if it's fake. I'm new to collecting or purchasing silver, I should say. It's been at least a year and a half. Spent, I guess, just like everyone here, hard-earned money to put some money away in a different vehicle rather than a bank to possibly earn some revenue in the future, or maybe even for retirement. Who knows? We're all hoping that the market decides to finally become uncontrolled by the manipulation that's being done. But rather than get into any commentary here about that, I'd like to show you one simple technique on trying to see if your purchase is a real silver item. And there are obviously different quantities and different content percentages of silver out there. So the easiest way, and I've done research probably just like you all, and if you haven't, what I found that works the best at this point and the easiest is to do the simple magnet test. And I learned the hard way. You have to get a specific type magnet that works the best. It's a Neodymium Magnet. It's a rare earth magnet. I purchased 10 of these magnets from Harbor Freight, and not here to sponsor or do sponsorship for anyone, but for like $2.89, I believe, and you get 10 of these magnets. They're very powerful. If you can separate the magnet with one hand, it's not good for this particular test, and it's pretty hard to even get this stack of 10 apart. Just getting one apart, you really have to kind of really pry it to get it apart. So where I made the mistake in the beginning of this test was I went out and I bought regular refrigerator magnets, and as you can see, I could barely, but I could pry these apart with one hand. They feel like they're strong, but it does not work for this particular test. And so what I'm going to test first today is a coin that I have in my collection. It's a Morgan. It's a Morgan silver dollar. It's a 1921 piece, and it's 90% silver. So we're going to use the test with the magnet, and I've been told that you're supposed to hold it on a 45-degree angle. You could figure that out pretty close. If that was 90, take half, let's say 45. You're going to take the magnet and you're going to place it at the top, and you're going to watch it slide down the coin. Since there is some resistance, the magnet will tend to float or slide down, but it will not stick. It will not be attracted to the magnet. If it was attracted to the magnet, then we know right off the bat that it's a fake. So what you want to do is take, once again, place it at the top, and you watch it slide down slowly. Okay, one more time, at the top, and you can watch it slide down. Okay. What I did in the beginning, and like I said, I went out and I bought the wrong magnet. I'm going to show you what's going to happen. I nearly, my heart was in my mouth when I did this because I thought I had a fake coin. And you're going to see that this coin is going to rapidly ride down the magnet because it's not strong enough. Okay, it's a pretty good demonstration. Okay, now that's one of two things. The magnet is not strong enough, or this is a fake coin. So if this were to be a fake coin, and we know it's not because we tested it with the other magnet, it's due to the fact that the magnet isn't strong enough. Okay, that got hung up on the lip on the ridge. That's why I did the slide. Okay. Let's just go back to this one real quick. Even if you had the coin at a slightly higher elevation than 45 degrees, so let's go a little higher. You'll still see the movement of the magnet slowly float down the coin. Okay, very easy. You could detect the movement, and you could be fairly rest assured that you have a good piece or a good coin. Today, I received a shipment from a reputable company that I just started doing business with. These coins, and this is this will work again for the piece style silver dollar. I bought these from a brand new company, a reputable company. It does a lot. They had a very good price on this. Pretty much bought these at spot. It's a great introductory offering. It's a sunshine minting coin, 1 troy ounce, 999 fine silver. So we're going to test this now. And you should test your coins or whatever pieces that you can to make sure that they're obviously real as soon as you get them, because you want to return them, or hopefully you can return them or you get some remedy for the purchase that you have. So let's put the magnet on top, and you see that kind of floats again right down. So I'm confident. I'm not going to test all of these right now, but I will test them. This is a great little magnet. It's kind of hard to handle. You could get these a little bit bigger. I like them in the smaller because it's easier to see on a small silver piece. You can actually see the movement because it's got a greater distance to travel if it's smaller. But you could take these with you if you're testing. Say if you go to a coin shop or a dealer. You know, it's kind of it'd be a little bit. I don't know if it's impolite or whatever to do it in front of the person, but they are small, and you can use them. Let's look at this. I also purchased these today from the same company. These are bar style, 999 fine silver. Again, 1 troy ounce. There is a technique, or there is this, I guess, false selling technique going on when you're purchasing this type of bar or some other type coin in this type of packaging. They're hoping that you're not going to want to open this up and smudge it up or mark it up in any degree, so you're not going to test it. I've been told that this should work on even with this covering, it should slide down in the same manner. We're going to try it and see what it looks like. And it works. Okay, so you don't even have to take it apart. You can take the magnet and use it and slide it down, and it works pretty good. And again, that's due to there is some resistance to this to the magnet with the way the property of silver reacts with magnet. Copper happens to almost work in the same manner. It's a little bit faster. I had a copper piece here, but I put it back into the stack that I have, and it's buried at the bottom, or else I'd show you. There's a couple of other ways to test, and I purchased this product online. It's a Purity test, 6-pack gold, silver, and platinum solution test. It's an acid test. Problem with this is that you have to destroy a portion of the item that you're testing. You have to get some filing onto the stone, or take the actual coin and rub the coin onto the stone, which takes part of the silver off and leaves it on the stone. And you take the proper solution for silver, which is the red one here, and you drop it on, and you watch for the reaction for any type color changes, and it gives you a chart on if it changes to a certain color. It's not silver, or it could be sterling silver for that matter. The other way is to, and again, this also comes with this purity test, is to get a digital digi weight scale. And these are pretty neat. If you look up the weight of a Morgan or a piece dollar, I believe it's 26.73 grams of silver, or actually its weight, not of silver. The total weight is 26.73. You could put that on to the onto the scale and weigh it. Though over time, the whatever you're testing, if it's very old, in this case, this is almost 80 years old, you're going to have some type of wear that is going to reduce the total weight of the item that you're weighing, like this piece dollar. So there are forgeries on the market, believe it or not, of old Morgans in the 1800s. It's scary. You would think, if you're buying something that's, made 1890, 1888, and that they can actually reproduce that coin, and you wouldn't probably think to even try to test it, but they make it look in certain cases to have normal wear or circulated wear on it. So you have to be extremely careful when you're purchasing these. And again, I haven't purchased anything on sites online other than reputable companies that I've heard over the course of time have sold good silver coins. Either they purport what you're getting is what you're paying. You're paying for is what you're going to get. So let's just check this one real quick. All right, this is a 1921 Morgan, like I said, and let's see. And again, thank goodness, the magnet floats down, so we can rest assured that this is probably a good coin. And so that at least gives me some comfort to know that, and I have a bunch of these to go through, and I was able to store over the years, convert cash into silver, because I feel that watching the trend, what's going on in the world, and the uncertainty, that silver is a good place to park some hard-earned dollars. You're going to hope that someday that this is going to rise in value. Now, the good part about the Morgan, even though it's 90% silver, it has some type of numismatic value, meaning that the coin itself, because it's an old current piece of currency in this coin, it has value based upon its age and mintage and condition. So you're kind of hedging your bet on this. It's would you melt it down for the silver content, or would you sell it for whatever numismatic value that it's going to have, and hopefully over time that this is going to go up. And there's other ways that I can't discern, I just can't hear to see if this works well at all. It's the ping test, where you take coin, you hold it on the tip of your finger, and you hit it, and you listen for the ring. It's got a certain long tone to it, certain value, a certain ping that you can hear. Yeah, and that usually happens. Drop the coin because I can't hold on to it. So that's another way to test to see if the coin is a good valid piece. There is a very complicated way. I won't even get into it, but it does require using a scale, a container of water, and the displacement of the coin, how much volume that it does displace if you hold it with a string in the water. You weigh the container with the water. You weigh the coin, then you weigh the container of water, and then you take and put the coin in with a string and find out what the displacement is. Do certain calculations with that. Add, subtract, divide, whatever. You come up with a value that silver has a certain density to it. And that is probably the best way to detect if you do have a original good piece or a good piece of silver. The other ways, like I said, with this purity test, you're going to end up destroying part of the coin. Or even, I just got these really brand new nice bars today. I would have to take the acid, and if I didn't want to rub it onto the stone, I would have to drop acid onto this. And if it's real, which you would hope, it's going to eat away the silver. You actually will have a chemical reaction. It will corrode the silver. You might even get some fumes. The acid is dangerous. It's very caustic. It shouldn't be used by people who really don't know how to handle it. So the reason why I had purchased this was that I was working on some electronic pieces that were coming out of service, and I had noticed that when I took them apart, that a good portion of the interior portion was made of some type of the silver content. So I purchased this, and I actually tried the test on the stone, and I was getting some other type of metal content in with the test, and it showed that it was silver plated on top of copper. So what I actually did was took the piece and I poured the solution on top, and you could see it eat away at the top layer of silver because it's supposed to corrode that, and it got down to the copper. So rather than take apart all of these components and just get copper or silver plated, I decided to just leave them as is and just scrap the content of the casing, which was probably more valuable at that time because it was all aluminum, and I had a bunch of them. So anyway, like I said, I am a beginner at this, and hopefully you enjoyed what I was able to present. As time goes on, I hope to make a few more of these videos and share. They were very helpful for me when I started to check into how can I tell what I'm purchasing is real. And believe me, when I started doing it, I felt a heck of a lot better. So thank you for viewing, and enjoy happy stacking, and I hope good fortunes to everyone.